Welcome to the Funeral Funds Life Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Vandervate from Funeral Funds of America, and you can find us at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, Funds.com. Whether you're interested in term life, whole life, mortgage protection, annuities, disability, business continuation, or final expense life insurance, we have you covered. Our team of experienced professionals will guide you through the complexities of insurance products to help you make an informed decision. In this podcast, I'm going to be discussing what is the free look period in life insurance. So, when you get a life insurance policy, it's not like you have bought it and you have to keep it no matter what. Life insurance is one of those products that as long as you want it, you keep it. If you want to cancel it early, you can cancel it early. Now, obviously, there's advantages and disadvantages of canceling life insurance early. If you just won the lotto and you don't need life insurance anymore, cancel that life insurance. But, if your world revolves around having to win the lottery just to make ends meet, you probably need life insurance, unfortunately. And a lot of folks are kind of in that situation. And life insurance is a tremendous product to protect your loved ones and those that you care about. God forbid, should you die sooner than everybody thought. But once the policy's been enforced a certain period of time, then again, you can cancel it at will, and but you're not going to get your premiums back, right? So if you have that policy for a year and you go, oh, I don't want it, I decided not, I'm going to cancel it. You don't get your premiums back after a year. Well, what a free look period does is it allows you an opportunity to review your policy, and you can decide whether you want to keep it or cancel it without penalty. So you're not going to be penalized for canceling it. In fact, you're going to get a refund of your first premium that you put in. Now, you might be thinking, well, why on earth would I want to cancel a policy so quickly after I just got that darn tootin' policy? Well, there's a number of reasons. Maybe your needs changed. Maybe you kind of bought something and now you're having second thoughts about it. You know, uh, Probably in more cases than anything, there's a life insurance agent out there that pressured you into buying something and you just didn't feel comfortable, but you didn't feel comfortable saying no in the moment. And you just let them get your information and issue a policy. And if that's the case, yeah, cancel that policy. You should never have an insurance agent pressure you into anything. And that would be wonderful if you did that, because you know what? They're going to get paid for selling you a policy, and then you're going to cancel that policy. And because they pressured you and you canceled that policy, they're going to have to pay that money back to the insurance company. So it's kind of a tax on people doing the wrong things. So don't be afraid to wield that power if that's the case. Your agent should be there to serve you, and you should trust them. And there, in no way, shape, or form should you ever feel pressured to buy anything from an insurance person. Grr, bad people. Yikes. So what is that? In the free look period, what happens, right? So it's really just a set time to read through your policy documents. And one thing I always tell people is don't just get the insurance policy in the mail and then throw it in the file cabinet and never read it. Don't do that. You know what? No matter what your agent told you, nothing that agent told you is going to hold up in any way, shape, or form in the court of law, typically, right? What's going to hold up as far as your insurance policy is what's written in the policy. So at Funeral Funds of America, what we do here is when we issue somebody a policy or when we help somebody with a policy, we explain detail by detail what's in the policy, how the policy works. And once we get that policy in and get it approved, we also send them a letter stating everything that we said, right? So the letter says what we said in person. And then when they actually get the policy, we want them to confirm that all three of those things match up, right? We want them to double check that what we said and then what we put in writing matches what's in writing in the insurance policy, because we've got nothing to hide, because the truth will set us free, because we always do the right thing. And we always do the right thing because these policies, when they have to work, they have to work. Somebody's dead. Somebody's passed away, and there's a family struggling, and they need this money. And man, I tell you what, it's a tremendous and awesome responsibility to do things right so that when somebody passes away, everything works perfectly. But it's just the sad nature of this world that we live in that some people will do dishonest things to make a dollar or two or thousands of dollars, right? So we've seen far too many times and replaced, honestly, just replaced far too many policies where an insurance agent did something wrong. And maybe it was a mistake, and maybe it was borderline insurance fraud. Lying on an application to an insurance company, yeah, it's insurance fraud. So, recently we had one where a gentleman was a smoker, and somebody wrote him up as with a policy. Actually, somehow it slid by the insurance company that he was a smoker. The reason he did, the agent wrote he was a non-smoker when in fact he was a smoker. And he freely told the agent just wrote non-smoker, probably to try to get him a better rate, see if he could sneak it through and make a little bit of money off that deal. So the insured had some questions about his policy. So I said, well, let's review it. And we reviewed a couple things. He didn't tell me his rates or premiums or anything. And I just got his age and birthday and ran it through my quoter. And I took a look at that. And the rate he gave me, I said, well, that's the non-smoker rate. And he goes, it is. He goes, I'm a smoker. I go, yes, the smoker rate should be this. And the problem with that is even if you sneak it by the insurance company, they have the right to come back and contest that because even though the agent wrote things in there wrong or dishonestly, you signed it and you signed that everything in there was true. So that's why we always tell people, you take advantage of that free look period, read through all the health questions, read through everything. If you have any questions, certainly call your agent. If you want kind of a non-biased party, call us. We'll help. We'll be glad to help you and walk you through all that. But the free look period is different with different insurance companies. So it's typically going to be anywhere between 10 and 30 days. And some states have state required minimums. That might be 10 days. And, even though the state required minimum might be 10 days, some insurance companies can offer the 30 days. So on average, though, it's going to be between 10 to 30 days. So when you get that policy, just read it and verify that everything that you were told is in fact true and in fact written down, chiseled in stone, as it were, because at the end of the day, when you pass away, what the agent said is not going to be honored. What is in the policy is what's going to be honored. Now, ideally, what the agent said and what's in the policy should be the same. So they should both be honored. But we live in an imperfect world, right? There's good cops and bad cops. There's good doctors and bad doctors. And, there's good agents and bad agents, I guess. So what that free look period, though, does, as I mentioned, it allows you the opportunity to review your policy and uh, you can cancel it for any reason. You don't even need an excuse. You just call the insurance company saying, I'm canceling it and I don't want it. And they'll refund your first premium because remember, you'd only made one premium payment and your policy actually wasn't in force until that first premium was made. So you may have gotten approved for the policy on the 15th of the month and you said, hey, I want to start billing on the first of the month. Your policy didn't start on the 15th, it started on the first of the month. That's your first payment. And that's the point that the free look period is going to start from, that first of the month. So what happens after the 30-day or 10 to 30-day free look period? Well, you can still cancel your policy, no problem there. You just don't get any money back at that time. So just be aware of that. But it all comes back to kind of what we started talking about at the front end of this podcast. Always review your policy. Just make sure everything is written down correctly, that they entered everything, that even if your agent just made an honest mistake, that it's caught and corrected, and that the insurance company knows everything that's going on. Because at the end of the day, You don't want to be paying on a policy for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is, and the whole time, find out that the policy wasn't even valid. Um, with insurance products out there is a 2-year contestability period on insurance products. So within the first 2 years, if you lied or misrepresented, or you by de facto your insurance agent lied, then the insurance companies can come back and double check that. If anything's not correct in the policy or is dishonest or there's any fraud, they don't have to honor that policy. And technically that's 2 years. But when you commit fraud to get an insurance rate, flat out lie, that 2-year period in many cases is not going to apply. So again, the truth will set you free. I just always tell the truth. These are very important legal contracts. This is very important coverage for those that you care about the most. Just do things right. Don't cut corners. So that's what the free look period in life insurance is all about. My name is Randy Vanderveen. I hope this podcast has been helpful to you. Funeral Funds of America can help you qualify for first day coverage or benefits at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, FUNDS.com. And our phone number is 888-862-9456. We will be blessed to help you with this in the future. Until that day comes, stay safe, take care, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.